Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. All-Star break is over and we are headed into the final stretch of the regular season. The second half of the season, even though there is just a little over 20 games left in the regular season, the playoffs and beyond, we're right at the halfway mark. Just a couple of comments about the All-Star weekend. Guys, I don't know how many of you saw the game and the Saturday night, the events. In my opinion, it was one of the worst All Star weekends that I've seen. Actually, the All Star game, when I saw the first couple of minutes and the players just pretty much walking up and down, and it was a layup line, I switched it off. I couldn't watch it. On Saturday, the skills event was just absolutely brutal. I couldn't believe that those were NBA players, professional basketball players in that event. That was also for sore eyes. The only thing that saved the weekend was McClung, Mac McClung, in the dunk contest. A lot of you guys that are familiar with him, since high school, he's been doing these crazy dunks. Man, was the NBA lucky to get him in the dunk contest? It pretty much saved the whole weekend from being an absolute disaster. It was just very, very sore for the eyes to watch. It was just absolutely brutal. Anyways, guys, thank God that is out of the way. We got a few days to clear our mind, and now we are heading into the final stretch of the season. Tomorrow, guys, we have 9 games on the schedule. I got a couple of early leans. As always, we're going to go through each one of these games, break them down, and see what we can expect from tomorrow night's action. First game of the schedule, Denver at Cleveland. Cleveland, I had them as a 2-point favorite. They are currently favored by 2.5. Very accurate line. Cleveland, we know, is one of the top teams in the East. 38-23 on the season. Very, very good at home. 25-6 at home. One of the top home teams in the whole league. Denver is also one of the top teams in the league and home teams. 27-4 at home. 41-18. First in the Western Conference with a 5-game lead over second place Memphis. A comfortable lead. On the road, guys, just 14-14 at 500. Nothing that great. This line is accurate when you look at all the stats, how each teams perform at home and on the road. This line does look accurate. I don't have an early lean in this game, but if I had to go a certain way, I probably would go with Cleveland here. Probably look for a bet on the Cavs here. Jamal Murray is going to be coming back for Denver. They're going to be without Aaron Gordon. Also, Reggie Jackson should make his debut. The backup point guard that they picked up from the Clippers. He should help them, I think, in the long run. And the backcourt, they do need some help at the point guard position. Good backup for Jamal Murray. I like that addition. In this game, guys, I would probably lean with a bet on Cleveland, even though I am probably not gonna put any action on this game. The line is very accurate. Next game, Boston at Indiana. I had Boston favored by 6. They are favored by 8. 2 points off my estimate. Now that I look at it a little better, I do think that I was probably a little generous with the 6 points. I probably should have had them a little higher, especially since on the injury report, Boston looks to be completely healthy. Other than Gallinari, who's been out and will be out for the whole season, the rest of the roster looks like they are healthy and ready to go. Boston, guys, according to a lot of people, and in my opinion, is the best team in the Eastern Conference. They're heading into Indiana, where they can be scrappy at home. Indiana, we know, is capable. They do have some exciting young players, shoot a lot of threes. If their shots get going, they could do the damage in this game. But, guys, don't forget, we're in the final stages of the regular season. Teams are going to be looking, the top teams are going to be looking for positioning, and the Celtics don't have that big of a lead over the Milwaukee Bucks. They're just a half game above Milwaukee for the top spot in the East. These are the games that they're going to need to put away. I do think they're going to come out serious in tomorrow night's game, win the game, possibly cover this line. If I were to make a bet on this game, and I will be looking at this tomorrow, if this line gets bet down, I hope it does get bet down. If I can get even a 7.5, I probably will take a shot with the Celtics. But it is not one of my early leans up as of now, but I will be taking a look at it. If I were to go either way in one of these two directions, I probably would go with the Celtics. Next game, Detroit at Orlando. I had Orlando favored by 9. I see they are only favored by 6.5. 2.5 points off my estimate. We know Detroit, guys, is bottoms in the Eastern Conference, just 15-44 on the season. Orlando did start off the season very slow, but lately they have been playing pretty good basketball. We know they have put together some very good wins, and even in their losses, they have been very competitive. Very rarely will you see the team get blown out by anybody. They have a nice young core over there. I think they're going to be doing pretty well next season. For the seasons to come, they got some nice pieces over there to build up on. In this game, guys, I think the 6.5 points is very low. I know both teams are bottoms in the East, but I did expect this line to be a little higher. And I actually have a lean in this game. I'm going to be looking to possibly take the points with Detroit over here. Orlando did have a couple of young players that were at All-Star Weekend. Maybe they might be a little rusty in tomorrow night's game. I'm going to be possibly taking a look on a play with Detroit here with the plus 6.5. I do expect this to get bet up. We might even see a plus 7 tomorrow. Detroit on the injury front doesn't make much of a difference really who's really in and out for this team. But just one thing worth noting. James Wiseman, the big man that they picked up from the Warriors. The Warriors were high on him. They gave up on him. Detroit picked him up. It looks like he's going to be playing in tomorrow night's game. It'll be interesting to see how he does. Possible play here on the Pistons. Next game, Memphis at Philadelphia. I had Philly favored by 3. They're favored by 4. Philly is on a 4-game winning streak, 38-19 on the season. They've been playing pretty good basketball as of late, 23-8 at home, very good home record. Memphis is second in the West, 35-22. Have been a little shaky, guys, ever since Steven Adams got injured. And in their previous games, have had trouble putting teams away. Utah, for example, they ended up winning that game just by 6. A shorthanded Utah team, they actually they were up by, I think, 15, 20 points in that game. Utah made a huge run. They even cut the game to 1 in the final minute and a half. They barely held on over there. Have been struggling without Steven Adams. I think this line, this 4 points, I think we'll get some money on the Grizzlies here. They're also going to be playing without Luke Kennard, their latest pickup. This is going to be a bad loss for them. I don't, from what I see, it's just an illness, so it's nothing. It's not an injury, so he will hopefully be back with the team in their upcoming games. But he will not be in the lineup tomorrow. Philadelphia, no injuries. Everyone at full strength. Surprisingly, we don't even see Embiid on the injury report. Usually, we got used to seeing it before the All-Star break. Got used to seeing him with his foot injury. Looks like the week off. Even though he was at All-Star Weekend, didn't do much over there. He should be healthy and ready to go. If I were to lean guys in a certain way over here, I'd probably go with the Sixers. I don't like really betting on Memphis with these two very important players being out. Next game in New Orleans at Toronto. I had Toronto as a 4-point favorite, and we see Toronto is favored by 5.5 points. A very, very big line, guys, in my opinion. Very, very big line. We know the Hornets have been struggling a little bit lately, but the Raptors, guys, also are no powerhouse themselves. And even at home, just 18-13, nothing that great. Barely holding on to the 10th spot in the Eastern Conference, last position in the play-in. It is important for them to get these wins. I don't know, guys. With the news of Zion being out for multiple weeks, it looks like he might not come back for the remainder of this regular season. I don't know if the Pelicans will be able to hold on to a playing position. This season looks like it's going to go nowhere for the Pelicans. I expect them, guys, actually to fall out of the whole play-in bracket over there. They have 29 losses on the season. And if you look at the Western Conference, guys, there's so many teams that are so close. Like if you see the 12th place Portland Blazers that are 28-30, they have 30 losses, and the 4th place Clippers have 28 losses. The Western Conference, guys, is just absolutely wild. It's going to be going crazy down this final stretch with positioning. Teams are going to show their hand and what they are all about. I expect the Pelicans, guys, to drop out and at the end of the season probably be in the lottery. In this game, I'm going to be leaning on a play with the Raptors. The Raptors here, even though the line is very high, I do expect it to get bet down. And this is going to be my second lean of the night on the Raptors. Next game, San Antonio at Dallas. Dallas, I had them favored by 13. They are favored by 13.5. Line is very accurate. We know the Spurs, not much to say over here. 14-game losing streak. The Mavericks have also lost 3 straight. They're going to be getting some guys back. We know Kyrie and Luka were at the All-Star game. The rest of the players also look like they took advantage of this time off. Tim Hardaway Jr. I know was out. A couple other players were missing. They should be at full strength. Anything other than a blowout in this game, guys, would be a surprise in my opinion. If I were to go either way in this game, probably would be with Dallas in the minus 13. But I don't think I'll be putting any action on this game. Next game, Oklahoma City at Utah. I had Utah favored by 2.5. Utah is favored by 2 points. An important injury concern for Utah is they're going to be playing without Colin Sexton. From the looks of it, he strained his hamstring. Even though he was at All-Star Weekend, it looks like he's not going to be in the lineup tomorrow. Oklahoma City, guys, we know that they're in a rebuilding mode, but they want a playoff spot. And in my opinion, guys, just looking at the standings and the teams that I think will be in the play-in tournament, at least I think the Thunder do have enough to get in there. They're going to need the experience. They have a lot of young pieces. I don't think they're very I don't think in their minds they're thinking of tanking. They do have all the young pieces. They do have their number 1 pick that sat out this whole season. He's going to be coming back next season. They're fine. What they need now is experience. They're going to be going all out. Utah, in my opinion, at the trade deadline, we see that they did give up 3 very important pieces to their roster. I don't know how much they're going to be wanting to fight for a playoff spot. They're going to be looking to go deeper into free agency in the offseason, find some players there, sign some players. They do have a lot of cap space now that they let Russell Westbrook go. They got him off the books. I don't think they're going to be going. I don't think they're going to be too excited to get too many wins in this game, guys. I think a possible play on Oklahoma City does have some value. Next game, Golden State at the Lakers. I had the Lakers favored by 4. The Lakers are favored by 5 points. 5.5 at some places. The Lakers, we know, guys, do need to make a push to get into the playoffs. Like I've said before, I do think the league is going to help them wherever they do need help. But I do expect them to get in there. They are currently 13th, 32 losses. A little tough to get in there. I think from what I heard, from what I saw, they're going to need to win 16 out of their last 24 games to make it. I think one way or the other, they're going to do it. How I see the Laker games playing out for the rest of the season, I do think we're going to see a lot of overinflated lines with the Lakers winning a lot of games, but possibly not covering a lot of spreads. Tomorrow night's game might be one of those games where the Lakers, I do expect them to win. The Warriors, we know, are playing without Steph Curry. They're also going to be without Andrew Wiggins, a couple of starters. It's going to be very, very tough for the Warriors. I'm going to be looking for a possible play on the Lakers here, guys. I might go with a money line bet on the Lakers here. Maybe pair it up with another game that I see, and make a small little parlay bet. But this is how I see the Laker games playing out for the rest of the season. Possible play on the Lakers in this game. Next game, Portland at Sacramento. Sacramento is favored by 5 points. I had them also estimated as a 5-point favorite. Sacramento, guys, we know is 3rd in the Western Conference, 32-25. Been playing very great for the whole first part of the season. They've been playing great. Um, but in my opinion, guys, I don't know if the team deserves to be this high in the standings. I think now in the final stretch of the season, we're going to see a lot of the teams below them, like the Clippers, the Suns, the Mavericks. They're going to be making moves up, guys. And I think one of these teams, maybe a lot of them, will pass them up, even though they do have a little bit of a lead. One game from the Clippers, 1.5 from Phoenix, 2.5 from Dallas. I think all these teams can catch them, pass them up possibly. I wouldn't be surprised if the Kings fall down to the 6th seed. But for tomorrow night's game, guys, Sacramento is the favorite. Portland is 28-30 on the season. I know for sure, are going to want to make a push for the playoffs, but it's going to be kind of hard for them. They do have some injury concerns, a very important injury for them. Anthony Simons, he did sprain his ankle a couple of games ago. They've also been playing without their starting center, Nurkic. He's also going to be out. They're going to be getting Jeremy Grant back. And they do have a bunch of other rotation players. Nothing that great, even though they do have the great Damian Lillard on their team. That guy is just an absolute baller, guys. One of the top point guards in the NBA, in my opinion. It's very unfortunate that he has not gotten enough help for the Blazers to make any noise. Sacramento, obviously the favorite in this game, but like I mentioned just a little while ago, I don't know if the Kings will be able to keep up this pace and finish this high in the rankings. Portland could make a move in this game. We'll have to look at this again tomorrow. No lean. So, guys, just a quick summary of what we looked at. My two leans as of now are with Toronto, 5.5. And Detroit, the plus 6.5. These are the two overnight leans I got as of now. Obviously, guys, there's going to be a lot of interesting stuff tomorrow. The lines, I don't expect them to be like this tomorrow. When we get more information and we'll get our final plays, I think we're going to have a lot of excuse me, a lot of opportunity tomorrow. Anyways, guys, this video has gone on way too long, but first game back from the All-Star break, we did have to talk a little bit about not only the games tomorrow in detail, but how I see some of these teams finishing out the rest of the season. Anyways, guys, that's it for tonight. We'll get our picks and analysis for tomorrow's games in tomorrow's video. So have a good rest and see you guys tomorrow. Later.